sugar is a fuel for disease and creates disease. So insulin resistance is one of the leading causes of oxidative stress and brain disorder. So you probably heard about diabetes type 1, type 2, but there is type 3. Type 3 is, so you know that the pancreas make insulin for the whole body to be able, so the body can absorb sugar into the cells and be your part of your fuel. So then the brain, a part called hippocampus, which is the memory and the learning center in your brain, it makes insulin. And once that is messed up, just like it would be messed up with the pancreas not being able to produce enough, here goes our memory. We can't learn new things. Dementia. But not only dementia, Alzheimer, Parkinson, and Huntington's can happen. Oh, here we go again. Well, the next one is also about fats and sugars. Activates the brain reward circuit more than cocaine does. I think it's about 20 times more than cocaine. Look at her. There goes the donuts. So there is a dopamine spike signaling pleasure. It super stimulates the brain with it. So long-term health effects of sugar versus cocaine. Well, so sugar, of course, creates obesity, diabetes, heart problem. Cocaine creates seizures, heart problems, lung problems, kidney problem. And, you know, hunger is mainly regulated by the hypothalamus in the brain, and that's involved in the reward circuit. So a British research has discovered a link between maternal sugar consumption and allergies and asthma. So the more sugar we eat while we're pregnant, the more risk we give to our child to have allergies. And other studies have shown obesity and, you know, a lot of problems that could come from that. And this came out of Queen Mary University, and it showed that they were 38% more likely to develop this. And you know, U.S. Department of Agriculture showed that only 2% of American kids actually eat healthy. 2% only eat healthy. So I can't talk enough about breast milk being the first food for a child with all the good bacteria, with the microbes that you get from your mom, with the good protein, and with your immunity. So you get your antibodies from your mother. And so nursing, of course, is the first food we ever should have had. And most of us did not have that, so our microbiota probably didn't start well, but we do the best we can. We do the best we can. And hopefully women will come back to nursing, and our children in future will be so much healthier. So and endocrinologists unlocked the significance of olfactory. Olfactory is the brain. It's the brain, really. It's a smell. It's a sense, but it's a smell factory, which influences the metabolism and even aging. Metabolism, the pathway to either long or short life. The olfactory, it has a very high density of receptors of metabolic hormones, such as insulin, and leptin and ghrelin, which also helps us in monitor our food intake and hunger and all that. Certain food odors are evolutionary, hardwired to get physiological responses and could interfere with our lifespan. So what it means is we are instinctively attracted to certain odors, and we changed that. Well, that probably started in the womb, right? But we changed that. And these receptors that we have, so you have taste buds on your tongue. Well, then you have taste receptors all throughout your body, from brain and down, your lungs, your heart, your kidneys, your liver, everywhere you have taste receptors. And these are the actually first immunity response that you have in your body. And, you know, it's amazing when you change lifestyle. So the first week, for example, if you were at the Institute right now, the first week the food would be like, okay, salad again, sprouts again, juice again. And then, as time goes by, what you thought was bland the first week, by the third week you will say, I wish the chef would have made these food the first week because I love it now. Well, it's your taste buds, your taste receptors are now changing. And these foods now will be, that's what you will be attracted to. So seeing it with our own kids, Brian and I was not brought up this way. I was brought up on standard Swedish diet with a lot of fried foods, a lot of course, meat, fish, chicken, and lots of bread, lots of dairy products. And that's what I would be attracted to unless I changed. So don't ever take no for an answer, because you change, they change. But you have to let it happen. So it's not going to happen overnight. And so if you try anything and you give it a few days only, it's not going to happen. You have to give it longer time. And 3 weeks, our program is 3 weeks because that's the minimum of the time it takes to be ready to change lifestyle. So Harvard's Skerritt writes that retirement generally is not good or bad for one's longevity. Well, it's your passion, involvement, and activity level that determines the result, right? So the two most dangerous years in your life is when you were first born and when you retire. 30% are more likely to die in the first year of retirement. Boy, that was supposed to be such a happy time in our life. Well, it ranked high in life's most stressful times. A lot of people don't feel that they have a purpose anymore. We got to get the purpose. We got to get the passion. We need to create hobbies. We need to have create some place we can go and volunteer. And, you know, it's about the attitude of that time in our life. And I think that's the time that, although Brian and I can't retire, no, we have too much fun in our work, but we probably will slow down. And the thing is, I want to spend time with my grandkids. We have 7 grandkids, and who knows, maybe more coming. But it's so important to spend time with family, to have close relationships. So, you know, we don't want to get into retirement and not have that. And so it could be a dangerous time. Now, in his 1945 Nobel Prize speech, a Nobel laureate, Alexander Fleming, he warned against extensive antibiotic use between birth and 2 years old. In this vulnerable time, this drug is used more than ever. And for 70 years, antibiotic has been a pillar of medicine. And the damage to the bacteria, the microbes, is so important, that are so important during the early years of life. And it's actually increasing risk of interference, like celiac, like diabetes, like colitis, and obesity. So, you know, there is time for antibiotic, and there is time to use natural methods. And, you know, I think every parent needs to learn more, be more educated, and I think every parent is the best doctor for their child if they are educated, if they are raising them on a vegan, plant-based, organic diet. They probably will not have the problems. I never forget, in Sweden, years ago, they realized that for ear infection, antibiotic had been used so much it didn't work anymore. So they actually told about echinacea. I was like, I can't believe it. They were talking on prime time that as antibiotic doesn't function for ear infection, use echinacea. So, you know, we get, of course, a lot of these animal-based foods devastate the immune system. It's filled with antibiotics, and when consumed, it provokes antibiotic resistance. So that is a big part, of course, why we are immune to it too. And I think every parent needs to realize that you have the power. You have the tools if you learn how to live on a lifestyle that has been tested and used for so many years. And, you know, it's nothing new under the sun. Probably your grandparents knew all what I'm talking about, except a few little scientists research. But they instinctively knew that you are what you eat, and that I can't eat junk and then expect my health to be vibrant and healthy. I think we have responsibility as a parent to do that. And, you know, it's sad that we've come so far that we expect other people to look after the nutrition of our own kids. Our kids have never had to have antibiotic because their immune system was so incredibly strong through nursing, through the live foods, and, you know, a happy environment, too, of parents that loved them and cared for them and taught them the A's and Z's of this is what you do when this happens. And, you know, we are here to do that. Not everybody needs to know everything, but you can learn from people that knows. So let's take care of the little ones. I think we go to the next one. So brain researcher Joel Briel reported that learning language, playing instruments, or the act of deep contemplation calms the brain, regulating longevity, enhancing neuroactivity, and chemistry. So Dalai Lama, 2000, he launched something called contemplative neuroscience. And he was studying Buddhist meditators, and they had to be meditating for 10,000 hours and plus. So that showed how the adult brain still can be transformed through learning new things. And that, like the new instrument, language, and it actually showed changes in the region that controls that movement. And it actually made it larger. So it was keeping our intelligence, and it actually rewired brain circuits. Amazing. So you never stop learning. So pick up new language, pick up something new, take a course in something you never thought you needed to learn, and keep that brain circuit, keep it going, keep it growing. And next, today for the first time, a comprehensive understanding of the aging process and how we may slow it down brings us necessary tools to prolong our life. Well, with a growing realization that lifestyle and factors and habits plays a much more important role than genes. Having a great purpose, participating in the family, cooking, preparing, growing some of your own food, exercise, walking a lot. That's the big part. So, you know, the thing is that genes have been playing such a big role. And if you're hearing that, oh, you have genes, this is my genes, I'm going to have this problem, my mom had it, my sister had it, and this is what I'm going to have. So you hear, much more important than your genes is the lifestyle that you choose. Much more important. So you don't have to get the problems that other people had in your family just because of genes. So don't get into that hole where fear and anxiety brings you, because that's going to make you sick. That will make you sick. So when cherishing your life, next, join us in this exciting movement towards abundant life.